Now we will move on to the next part. That means we will now identify the concept of management accounting. When we began the program, I told you that accounting has financial accounting pillar, management accounting, tax management, auditing, financial management. So the pillar that we will learn right now is management accounting. That means how accounting can be used for decision making. How accounting can be used for decision making by the management. What is management accounting? Management accounting is the preparation of financial information about the company so that the management can make decisions. Management accounting is the activity of preparing financial information so that management of the organization can make decisions. Now, those decisions is in different areas. Number one is costing. Costing means developing the cost, unit cost, departmental cost, the costing of the business so that pricing can be done. Pricing. Because if you know the cost of a department or a unit of product, definitely you can do the pricing by adding a margin, a profit margin. So management accounting deals with costing, identification of the cost of a process or a product or a department so that the ultimate price can be developed. And also management accounting can be used for planning. For example, how many members of staff are required to work in a factory in a particular period where the cost is minimized. So planning how much of staff to be employed, whether to use a particular factory or not, whether to, let's say, shut down a particular business or not, planning. And also for decision making, as we all know. Finally, control, because management accounting will develop items such as budgets, and finally you can compare that with the actuals. Compare budgets and actuals, you can make control, reduction of loss, reduction of cost. Let's say make some bonuses for managers who have done well, controlling activity. Whether that means whether checking back whether some activity has been achieved a particular purpose. So management accounting, that means preparation of financial information for the management to make decisions, help different areas such as costing, planning, decision making and control of the business. Now, to learn management accounting and costing, how cost is calculated, we will learn few concepts. Concept number one, what is cost? What's cost? Cost typically is the expenditure. It can be actual or maybe apportioned or notional. That means for some services, for some products, for usage, sometimes you may incur actual cost or maybe you may be incurring notional or allocated cost for the usage. A charge may be done. The cost is amount of expenditure that is notional or actual, incurred or attributable to a specific thing or activity. Cost means a specific amount of expenditure, actual or notional, that can be attributable to a particular activity. Maybe to produce a pen, the cost is maybe some amount of money. So that's cost. To produce a packet of lunch, the cost is this much. That's cost. The amount of expenditure, when you take expenditure, it may be raw material, labor, maybe overhead. Amount of expenditure, actual or notional, incurred, that can be attributable to a particular process. Example, cost of a particular lunch packet, cost of a pen. What is a cost unit? After learning what is cost, now we can learn what's a cost unit. Cost unit is the product or services for which cost is computed. Cost unit means the product or service for which cost is computed. Example, the pen, maybe the lunch packet, maybe the laptop for which the cost is computed. Then what's a cost center? Another concept that normally examiner will ask from you. Cost center is a department or a service location or a place where cost related activities are accumulated. Cost center means a department, a place or a location where the cost related activities are done, accumulated. So you have learned what is cost, what is a cost unit, and what's a cost center. Now generally we can classify cost. Example, cost like raw material cost, labor cost, or maybe other cost. You can classify cost in that way based on different parameters. One parameter will be the nature of the cost. Then what is the function? Whether it is direct or indirect. We will learn all this, right? So we can classify cost, identify cost into different parameters: nature, function, whether direct or indirect. Okay, so now we will identify how to classify cost in accordance with nature. Cost classified by nature means identification of cost by the type of the cost. There are different types of cost. The following are the categories: material cost, labor cost, and expenses. Now expenses sometimes in books are referred to as overheads. Now identification of cost, classification of cost by nature means identify them by the type of the cost. First type, material cost. Material cost means the cost incurred for all the raw materials which are used for the particular production. All the raw material which are used for the particular production. Now this cost include obtaining of materials and receiving them to the organization as well. Now all materials. Now if you take material cost, let's say production of a pen, what are the material costs that you will have? The price, the cost of the plastic, that's the cost of material. Then cost of ink. Now that includes from the point of ordering up to the point of receipt of those materials to the organization, including the carriage cost as well. So not only the purchase price of material, but also price, the cost that is incurred up to your warehouse, that also include the material cost. Then the labor cost. Labor cost means the cost of salaries and wages paid to the employees. Maybe let's say office staff, factory staff cost, their overtime, their allowance, their basic salary, everything is the labor cost. This can be for permanent employees, that means salaries, or maybe for contract employees, maybe wages as well. Then expenditure, expenses. This includes all the overheads, as I always tell you in other books, all the overheads. That means the fuel, the gas, the depreciation, the telephone cost, the rent, the rates, everything. All the cost includes the expenditure. So as per classification by the nature, we will identify the cost by its types: material cost, labor cost, as well as the cost of expenditure. Next, we will classify cost by its function. Costs classified by function are typically classified into groups such as for sales cost, production related cost, assembly cost, finance related cost. That particular cost type we have learned we can allocate, we can identify them into each function. First type is manufacturing related cost. Cost which would fall under this function could be included as cost of hull for a boat company, electronic parts, depreciation of equipments, oil, things like that for the manufacturing. Material cost, labor cost and other expenditure that is incurred for the manufacturing function of the business. Assembly cost means the cost which is used for the production of the business. Then quality control cost, another function. All related material, labor and expenditure for the quality control function of the business. Maybe sales cost. Sales cost means raw material, labor and expenditure cost for that particular function. So each function you will identify what are the related costs, not by the type but by the function. For each function there may be relevant material, labor and expenses. For delivery, sales kind of work. So all raw material, labor and expenditure for delivery or maybe delivery vehicle running cost, all these include the functional delivery. So stores cost, all the raw material, labor as well as expenditure cost for stores, sales, administration, finance and canteen for all the function, raw material, labor and expenditure cost. So in cost classification by nature you have identified the type, and cost classification by the function you will allocate each types into different functions. Now we will again classify cost into direct cost and indirect cost. Earlier we have classified cost into by the cost type, by the nature of the cost, that means labor, material and expenses. Then we have classified cost into function, that means production, sales, delivery. For each function we have classified. Now we will be classifying cost into direct and indirect cost. A direct cost means a cost that can be easily identifiable with a unit of product. Cost that can be easily identified with a unit of product. Example, if you take a production of, let's say, a garden bench, you can easily identify how much amount of cost that you have spent for the wood, the material. How much amount of, let's say, carpenter's salary wage that you have to pay for that bench, you can identify. So direct cost means the cost that you can directly identifiable with the unit of product. So when the production goes up, direct cost also will go up proportionately. Take my point. When the production goes up, the direct cost again goes up proportionately. Let's say if the wood cost, the material cost, wood cost to produce a bench is 2 pounds, per bench 2 pounds, the wood cost. If you produce 2 benches, it will be 4 pounds. 3 benches, it will be 6 pounds. So direct cost can be identifiable with the unit of output, and when the output goes up, the direct cost is also going up. Then we are learning another thing which is known as a prime cost. Primary cost. Prime cost is the total of all the direct cost. Prime cost means the total of all the direct costs that increase with the level. Example, prime cost equals direct material cost, direct labor cost and the direct expenditure. And indirect cost is any cost that cannot be identifiable with the level of output. Now, if let's say that particular carpentry was situated in a particular rented plant, rented factory, per unit you can't can't identify how much of rent paid. You can't identify. So that's an indirect cost. So direct cost is per unit you can identify. When the production increases, direct cost will go up, and the indirect cost is the cost that you can't identify with the level of output. So example, rent. If you produce 1 unit, the rent may be 100 pounds, the factory rent. Even if you produce 100 units, the same rent will be there. Even if you don't produce anything, still you have to pay. So indirect cost will not change with the level of output. One example is rent for indirect cost. Another example will be factory supervisor's salary. Even if you produce 1 bench, you have to pay the factory supervisor's salary. But even if you produce 100 benches, still you have to pay that particular factory supervisor's salary. But for the carpenter's salary, it's not like that. It's a direct cost. Why? For the carpenter you are producing for the number of units you are producing. So carpenter's salary is a direct cost where it changes with the level of output, but the particular supervisor's salary is not a direct cost, it's an indirect cost, because anyway you have to pay it, it is not changing with the level of output. Now I have given you an activity where you can allocate each of the cost given here into different classifications. Look at the question. Pell Limited makes chairs for school and college use. The chairs have plastic seats and tubular steel legs. The company has a production, admin and canteen departments. So production, admin and canteen departments are what? Those are the functions. Then business incurs the following cost: tabular steel, factory work foreman's wages, wages of employees operations, work canteen assistants wages, rates, power to operate machines, factory heating and lighting, plastic, so on and so forth. So what's the requirement? Required, classify the above cost by nature. That means raw material, salaries and direct wages, labor and expenses. By nature, by function. What is the function? Production, admin and canteen department. And whether direct or indirect. So what I want you all to practice this. Do this. Put this into different tables. Classify as nature, raw material, wages, labor and expenses, and classify as function, production, admin and canteen department, and whether direct or indirect. So do it and send it to me. I will mark and I will tell you whether you are correct or not. So that's the activity for you.